Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. She sat in the chemo chair, the Ford drip quietly humming beside her. Bald from recent treatments, bundled up in layers to ward off the chill of the infusion room. And yet, on the little screen in front of her, the cast and crew of her latest project were filming. She was directing them. From the hospital. That scene gives us a glimpse into the strength, the resolve, and the unexpected bravery of Yenke Crystal Lowe. She had just been diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, a life-altering shock. Yet she made a choice. She would keep working, she would stay engaged, she would continue to direct, to lead, to create, even as her body fought for survival. It began earlier this year. In February, Crystal noticed something was off. A large mass in her right breast. Initially dismissed as perhaps a muscle strain, she followed up with scans and ultrasounds. Months passed. The mass didn't go away. In fact, it grew. Finally, she got the news. Invasive ductal carcinoma. Then shortly thereafter, stage 3. The full battery of treatments was ahead. Chemotherapy, a double mastectomy, radiation, reconstruction. Imagine the cascade of emotions. The instant the doctor says the word cancer, that moment when the world quiets and the mind races. Crystal writes of curling up in a ball, of feeling the floor drop out beneath her. She recalls walking into the infusion center for the first time, knees tucked under an oversized sweater, wanting to disappear. She could have stepped back. She could have taken a leave of absence. But instead, she moved forward on her own terms. She told herself, "This is not just about fighting the disease. It's also about how I meet it. I may not have chosen this battle, but I can choose how I fight it." She visualized the chemo as a warrior named Agnes MacDonald, and the cancer she named Barry. In her mind, she strapped on armor, picked up a sword, and said, "Let's go." It was more than a metaphor. It was a lifeline. And here's where the story gets remarkable. Just as treatment began, Crystal was in the middle of building her directing career. She had become one of the rising female directors in the world of the Hallmark Channel ecosystem, acting, directing, on set and behind the scenes. Her colleagues at Hallmark and beyond rallied around her. They shifted schedules, adapted workflows, set up a live feed so she could direct remotely while undergoing chemo. Picture this. She's in a hospital chair, line connected, laptop or monitor in front of her, earbuds in. Listening to set dialogue, calling shot decisions, checking in with the assistant director, making sure the lighting looks right. All of this while her body is reacting to the drugs, the nausea, the fatigue, the uncertainty. And her crew trusts her. Her collaborators respect her. They believe in her vision. They believe she belongs in her role, despite the circumstances. What does this decision tell us? It tells us that work can be more than a paycheck. It can be a purpose. It can be a lifeline. It can be a way to anchor yourself when the world has shifted beneath your feet. Crystal has said that having something to focus on has been instrumental, something beyond just treatment. Something that says, "I am more than this diagnosis. I am still me." Of course, none of this is to romanticize cancer or to minimize the hardship. Crystal has openly acknowledged how scary, strange, and humbling this journey has been. She writes, "This journey has stripped me down in ways I never saw coming, physically, emotionally, and spiritually." She is tired. She is worried. She feels vulnerable. But she also feels determined. And she is surrounded by love. From her husband, her children, her friends, and from her industry family. Another key piece, the role of community and support. When Crystal broke the news to her network colleagues, they wrapped around her. They said, "We've got you. We will adapt. We'll make this work." And they did. The producers on her upcoming film with one company arranged remote access so she could continue directing. On the Hannah Swenson movie series with Hallmark, schedules were shifted so that she could return when treatment permitted. Those actions matter. They reflect dignity, inclusion, trust. They reflect the belief that illness does not erase one's value or creativity. Let's talk about the twin roles she holds, actor and director. Many fans know Crystal as an actor in Hallmark's Signed, Sealed, Delivered series. But over the last few years, she has made substantial strides behind the camera, directing several projects for Hallmark, Lifetime, Roku, among others. As a director, you're carrying responsibility for crew, cast, schedule, and vision. You're the anchor when chaos strikes. But right now, the chaos isn't just on set. It's within the body. To show up, to lead, to create art while undergoing treatment, this is leadership of a special kind. One important angle: changed expectations. Crystal admits she used to define herself by how she looked. Before Children, she was modeling for magazines, early acting roles hyper-focused on appearance. She writes that landing her role on Signed, Sealed, Delivered was the first time she felt appreciated for her craft, not just her appearance. And now, something even bigger has shifted. The mirror stopped being about how she looked and began being about how she felt, how she healed, how she moved forward. Her identity is evolving. Her self-worth is deeper, richer. And let's consider the message this sends, to yourself, to others. On one hand, the message is, yes, you can fight. Yes, you can keep going. You can hold on to your purpose even in the darkest time. On the other hand, the message also is, it's okay to rest. It's okay to prioritize your health. It's okay to ask for help. Many fans have commented, amazing, but please take care of yourself too. And Crystal affirmed, we've talked about this. And to be clear, she's doing that too. In other words, the hustle is admirable, but so is the pause. So is self-care. So is the boundary. In practical terms, directing while under chemo isn't just a matter of show up and do your job. It's logistics, empathy, adaptation. It's delivering direction with limited energy. It's resting between shots. It's giving yourself grace when you need it. It's trusting your team. It's planning for the unexpected. For Crystal, this meant having remote tools, clear communication, understanding from crew, and above all, honesty with her team and herself. She didn't pretend everything was business as usual. She let them know where she was, what she could do, what she needed. That transparency built trust. And beyond the set, being a mother, wife, daughter, friend while battling cancer is its own full-time role. Crystal has a 9-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old son. Her husband is her anchor. Her children are her motivation. Her family has acted as her rock. She writes about laughter with her little boy dressed as Spider-Man, about the bond of her husband giving her space to process, then making her laugh. That human side matters. Because in the end, this fight isn't just about career or art, it's about life, legacy, love. What about the fans and the industry response? The outpouring has been enormous. Colleagues from Hallmark are marveling. Producers, actors, and crew are sending support. Fans are flooding social feeds with messages of love. Many also remind, yes, you're strong, but you're not alone. Crystal's openness allows a window into the reality of cancer. The fear, the weakness, the courage, the uncertainty. And that authenticity invites compassion, connection, and hope. Let's reflect on one of her own lines. We may not get to choose what happens to us, but we do get to choose how we meet it. That's powerful. Because yes, life handed her this diagnosis. It handed all of us unexpected curves. What we do with it defines so much. For Crystal, she meets it with sword raised and heart open. That doesn't mean there aren't moments of fear. It doesn't mean there aren't tears. But it means, I am still here. I still create. I still lead. I still love. As we think about this story, several takeaways emerge. 1. The power of purpose. Work, when aligned with who you are, can sustain you. It can ground you. It can remind you, I still have something to give. 2. The role of community. When you share not just your victory but your vulnerability, others can show up. And when others show up, hope becomes more tangible. 3. The duality of strength and rest. Pressing on and pausing are both part of the journey. Knowing when to lean in and when to lean back is part of the wisdom. 4. The evolution of identity. Crystal's story shows us that when everything changes, everything can also shift for the better. When her body changed, her self-worth evolved. When her career shifted, her leadership strengthened. When the mirror used to judge, now it reflects healing. And most importantly, this story is not just about one star in Hollywood. It's about someone choosing to live fully in spite of challenges. It's about continuing to show up to the set, to life, to relationships, while acknowledging the fragility of health. It's about the fact that someone undergoing chemo can still direct a film, can still lead a team, can still inspire others. And that's a message worth hearing. For anyone listening, if you're facing something you never expected, health crisis, job shift, personal loss, ask yourself, what is the thing I still can do? What is the way I stay engaged? What is the community I lean into? What is the story I tell myself about this chapter? Because like Crystal says, turn poison into medicine. Grow. Yes, the road ahead is hard. Crystal has chemo sessions, surgery, radiation, reconstruction ahead. Recovery will take time. Energy will fluctuate. But she also has art, she has people, she has purpose, she has hope. And in this moment, she's showing up, not in spite of her condition, but alongside it. At its core, this is a story of resilience. Not resilience as in unbreakable, but resilience as in I will bend, I will adjust, I will keep living. It's a story of vulnerability meeting action. It's a reminder that the definition of strength is not simply never falling, but rising each time you fall. It's a reminder that the bravest thing you can do may simply be keep going, and show up, and stay human. So as you consider Crystal's journey, as you reflect on your own, remember this. The set of a movie, the hospital chair, the morning alarm, the personal project, the family dinner, they all matter. They're all part of the story. And when life hands you something you didn't choose, accept the challenge of how you respond. Like she said, sword in hand, heart open, one step at a time. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.